Press Start Podcast.
And welcome back to the Press Start Podcast. I'm your host, Vic, aka Mr. Never Chillin'. This is episode number 147. And this week I am joined by my co host, Scott, aka Scobie1. What's going on,
What
man?
is up, everybody? How y'all doing?
And on the other side, we got Roger, aka Lunatic Oblivion. How's it going, my friend?
Hey, how are you guys? I'm doing all right.
That's good, man. It's been, 2 weeks now since we took last week off due to celebration of birthday and Black Ops 6 releasing. But nonetheless, we are here. And so we had a little bit of time of playing some games. So let's dive right into that. All right. Let's talk about some of your games, Roger. Let's talk about the one that you're beaten and then one that's kind of following up, and that's Metro 2033 Redux. You have beaten that one. So how's that been playing for you, and how is it leading into the last light?
Man, as I've said before, it does feel clunky. It really does. It is one of those games where I'm like, man, it aged not well.
Pretty bad, huh?
Yeah.
But how is it
Aged
like?
fine milk?
How did it like translate to the follow up game?
So the follow-up game I don't remember ever playing, so I'm excited to play it. And if I did, it didn't stick with me very much. So like I'm excited to try it. The follow-up game feels less clunky, which is interesting. I kind of like how well it plays versus the one before it did. Especially because they came out around the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they were
But
about a year apart.
and then, we've got 7 years until the sequel comes out in 2020. So like it definitely was a while, but
Mhm.
I'm excited to, play through the series because the VR game came out recently.
Right. Yeah, hopefully that one's pretty good too. But because we all know how VR games can be.
Are usually pretty good lately. That's the thing. That's like, truth be told, I think VR games are astounding lately.
That's good. All right, let's go ahead and talk about one of your games here, Scott. Donut County. I know me and you kind of talked about it off stream a little bit, but how was your quick playthrough of this goofy game?
Yeah, it was quick and it was goofy, for sure. Yeah,
It checked all boxes.
it checked all boxes. I 100% agree that you were solving everybody's problems. Um, they can either say they want it fixed or they can say exactly how they want it fixed. They can't have both. So the whole fixes their problems. But no, it was fun. It was goofy. Like the the artwork, the art style was fun, and it's like it kind of reminded me of Animal Crossing a little bit, just kind of like the way they all talked.
Mm-hmm.
That what was her name? Was it Mara, Mira, whatever her name was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was a bitch. Very
She
very
crashed our
negative.
quadcopter.
Very negative. Like just completely smashed my quadcopter for no damn reason. But yeah, it was fun. It was super simple, nice little easy little puzzles going on there. One annoying thing though was the fact that I played it through my Xbox app and I got 0 achievements.
Spicy.
Yeah, so kind of upset about that.
Yeah, that's
Because
weird.
I did it all, and I'm like, this isn't cool. I'm not gonna play it again to get them.
Right.
It sure as hell ain't gonna do that. It was fun, but not that fun. Not to play it again. But yeah, it was just easy little peasy, just kind of relaxing game. Just kind of push through, and that was it.
Yeah. So it was one of those. Glad you downloaded and listened to my recommendation. Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, it was definitely happy I played it.
Yeah.
Like, it was fun.
All right, let's talk about a game I beat. Actually, the only game I beat in the last 2 weeks because Black Ops 6 has taken over my life. But I did beat Neva about 2 weeks ago, and that was the indie game that I was playing through. I bought and played since day one, and that was a really beautiful experience. And just how like it gets to the end and like how the game comes full circle, and that's going to be a really big pun for anybody who has beaten the game and will understand what happens in the game. Um, yeah, I highly recommend it, and it was a big like continuation of like I don't know if there's like a direct correlation to their previous game Gris, but like how they tell the story through their gameplay and the music and like the color of each part of the game is really done really well. So I highly recommend checking that out. Um, but yeah, that was fun. Let's see. I don't really got much here on my list outside of that. I mean, I guess I could talk about maybe let's talk about Pokemon TCG Pocket. This is the new mobile game for trading card game. At first, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna be opening packs and that's about it. Just have these digital cards. Well, no, you can actually battle your trading cards on there, and I was like, okay, this is cool.
It's supposed to take over for the Pokemon trading card game, so
Yeah, I just don't know why they just didn't update what they already had in place. Like, I don't know why they had to go out of their way to create something brand new that just wasn't necessary. But I didn't really do a lot of investment into the previous one, so I don't. It doesn't have a big impact on me. But like, say people invested a ton of like money into that because like
hmm
when you buy Pokemon cards, it always comes with that QR code that you get an in-game booster pack for that. It's like some people may have had a actual investment behind it, but now I don't know if you can get QR codes for TCG Pocket. As of right now, I don't think you can, but hopefully that changes in the future. Let's see here, Roger. You've been playing a lot of Dead Island 2, and I know you've been playing this with Jordan. How's you guys' playthrough?
So Jordan was super apprehensive about playing it at first, and I was like, trust me, you're gonna love it. Loads in, takes her like an hour to get through the tutorial because she can't stop just looting everything and having fun. And I'm like, do you want to play together or do you just want to sit in a tutorial? We load in and she's just going nuts. She loves the game, and I think it's a great successor to Dead Island 1. My biggest qualm is the fact that it feels less open than Dead Island 1 was. With the first one, you could pretty much go anywhere, and I remember you being able to hop on vehicles and stuff. But like, it's cool that they throw back to old characters like Tank is in it, and he's like one of the main characters that you deal with.
Right, right.
And I honestly I think the game's just really cool. It plays well. Um, I like that, it doesn't give you guns right out the gate, but it does, about halfway through, and it feels good.
That's
And I
true.
like the perk cards. They feel well designed in this game, so you actually have time to like use them and do things with them, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome that it adds that. I don't think that was in the first game, if I'm not mistaken, too.
You had perks, but not like perk cards.
Right. So are they kind of stealing the idea from like Back for Blood in a way?
No, because Back for Blood, you get the perk cards while you're in the middle of a run, but this isn't playing the same way at all. So,
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's fair. All right, yeah. So, and that's Dead Island 2. That's over on Game Pass right now as well. So, anybody's interested, definitely check that out for sure. But Scott, we got two games here that I know I wanted to talk about here on your list. Let's hit up Monster Hunter Rise because we know the new game is right around the corner. The beta is out now. You can play like a beta test. And I was actually talking to you about it, how that's not running well on PC right now, and you kind of feel that right now even with Monster Hunter Rise. So tell me about it. What's going on with that?
Yeah, I played for about an hour and I just it was just overstimulating. It's instant overstimulation. Like there's so much shit on the screen. Um it was playing okay. It was decent. Um but it just seemed kind of there wasn't really a direction yet so far. I'm probably going to hop back in just to see just because there's so many people that do love that and I've had people reach out to me and say, "Have you played Monster Hunter? Why not? Because you would love that game." Uh so I think I'm probably judging it a little bit harshly based off the fact like people think I'll love this game, so I'm like, why do I not love this game?
Mhm.
And yeah, so it's a little grainy, little clunky here and there, um, but I want to see if it's something that I can get used to and see if it's something that I could see myself playing further, or like it enough to give the next one a shot.
I'm gonna see if I can
Um,
get this gameplay up
but
on screen real quick. So,
yeah,
there's been some graphic struggles with the game. It almost looks like you're about like battling a big like geometric blob.
yeah, see, I
Yo, man,
haven't, yeah,
freaking polygons. Those are some
my man, yeah.
sexy polygons.
My man's coming in here with the PS1 graphics, getting his ass whipped.
N64 Lara Croft has nothing
Yes,
on these
sir.
polygons.
Yeah, I didn't have that.
Holy
But like,
shit.
I didn't have that, but like like there was just so much on the screen. It felt like I was playing an arcade game, like at like Boardwalk Boulevard, which was like the old arcade back up home. It felt like I was playing something just like crazy weird like that. And I was like, I don't like that right here, like this close to my face, just sitting.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things like maybe I'm just not giving it enough time to get used to it. But so far, I'd say it might not be one of my favorite games.
Right.
But
I've always asked.
I feel like I owe it to the few people that reached out and wanted me to play, to give it the good old try.
Yeah.
So that's why I haven't uninstalled it yet. But I just haven't hopped back in.
Yeah, it's always been one of those games where I even asked in the Lunacy Discord quite a few times. I was like, "Man, is this game worth playing? Like, should I play in it?" They're like, "If you plan on grinding and doing the same thing over and over and over again for hours, yeah, you'll
Games for
enjoy it.
you, bud.
But if not, then probably not." So it's like, man, it's like I don't really want to do that, but I kind of just want to experience a Monster Hunter game because I've never played one. And maybe with the new one coming out, maybe that'll be a chance just to hop in and give it a go. If not, then I'll just wait.
That's fair.
All right, Scott. The next game I want to talk about is Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2. You finally have given that a go. Is this game living up to the expectations that we set?
Yeah, I'm having a blast. I'm having an absolute blast. I'm about 45 minutes or so into the campaign, but actually right before we got on today, I was playing with two buddies, and we were doing some quests. What is it? The
Operations.
operation.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing that, and that was fun. I was playing as Assault, so
Yeah.
big hammer down. That was fun. Yeah, and like I'm still new to it. I'm still just like not in the groove of knowing exactly what to do when to do it. I forgot about parrying like for 5
It's
minutes.
very
into that shit.
important.
I'm like, what in the
Parrying
hell?
is the lifeblood.
And I'm like, what in the hell is? I was like, oh shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
see. I'm like, shit. But yeah, it's still fun. Like it's a blast. Looks amazing, and I can't wait to get further into the story.
Yeah, the story's pretty
Oh,
crazy, so definitely
yeah,
get through it whenever you can.
that first tutorial mission, I was like, this is dope. I was like, this is cool.
Yeah, I thought they did pretty good with the tutorial mission. It didn't seem like overbearing or like just holding my hand too much, but yeah, it was definitely pretty good.
Yeah, it was minimal. It was everything you needed and nothing more. And you got to enjoy the gameplay while you were learning the gameplay. So that was super fun.
Yeah,
But yeah, I can't wait to see how everything else goes.
definitely. All right, let's round out our games played section with the game we've all played so far this week and recently released on October 25th, and that is Black Ops 6. Obviously, I don't think any of us have played campaign yet, so I know we can't comment on that. But I know we did play some multiplayer. Overall, I think it's a pretty enjoyable experience. It's definitely night and day difference, much better than the past couple of years that I have personally played. It's definitely sweaty. We've talked about in pre-stream that skill based matchmaking will deter a lot of people away from playing this game, especially when you play with friends that have a higher skill level versus others, because it definitely puts you into the super sweaty lobby, and it's not fun. Definitely, I definitely could feel that. But as for zombies, man, I have not had this much fun playing zombies in such a long time. And me and Roger and one of our other buddies have completed the Liberty Falls Easter eggs, but then me and Roger completed the Terminus Easter egg, and that was some of the best Easter egg I've ever played. What's your thoughts on the whole experience with multiplayer and zombies, Roger?
Honestly, it just feels like it feels really, really fun. Just genuinely an awesome time. I thought the Easter egg was really well done. Fighting the boss on the first, or like on the big map, not the small map, felt to me like fighting a raid boss in WoW. Like it just wouldn't die. And then like you're halfway through the fight, you're on your third attempt, and you're like, wait, I can jump in the water in the last phase? And you're like, fuck. Damn it. Why did I waste 3 fucking attempts only to find out I could have been doing it easily this whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like there's moments where you're like, oh, I'm fucking stupid. And it's not either like a raid boss in WoW where you're like, you just hit rinse repeat 10 times. You're like, I think I figured it out. This one's like, okay, you failed. Here's another hour to get back to it.
Yeah, it is a long, long ways to go. Like that whole
Yeah.
steps to get to that final boss is
And it
insane.
feels so much like a raid boss because you're sitting there, you're like, well, I've used up all of my good consumables. Guess I gotta go make more. Awesome. And there's no like auction house you can just use. Like, fuck
Right.
no.
Yeah, if
That
especially
would
with a
be
gumball,
easy.
the gumball is like you have to grind those out because you earn them while playing matches. And
Yeah.
right now it's double
Fuck, dude.
XP, but also double gumball rates as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I've been like racking up my gumballs for the future play sessions, especially because like season one's right around the corner. November 14th is when it drops, and then the next zombie map drops at the mid season of season one. I don't think it comes at the launch of season one, and that's like
Mm-hmm.
perfect because then I'm gonna be ready to go and hop in. But the crazy thing is like the story though, it's tying in so many different parts of zombies. Like we're tying in now Vanguard zombies, Cold War zombies, Black Ops zombies. Like they're all being tied into one storyline, and that's
Mm-hmm.
really dope on how they're doing it.
Agreed.
I watched somebody break down a video. I'm like, oh, that is from that game. Oh, that was from that. Oh, what the? And I'm like, man, starting to put the puzzle together. I'm like, yo, this shit's dope.
My man's playing 5D chess in his head and he's like, oh my god, yes.
It's so fucking dope. Yeah.
The
So
zombies, Mason. What do they mean?
with it.
What do the numbers mean?
Yeah, so yeah, overall it's definitely been a fun experience. Warzone does go live on the 14th as well, so that'll be interesting to see the new map, um, along with the integration of anything new from the Black Ops 6 game as well. So we'll
Yeah, the
definitely be
Omni
hopping in.
movement is gonna be in
It's gonna be
in
crazy.
Warzone. It's gonna be just God, Sweat City.
Yeah, I'm ready. Ready to not play it. But no, I mean, like, it's so crazy because like all of the entire lifespan of Modern Warfare 3, I was just like, I don't really want to play it. Like, I didn't feel the urge to play Call of Duty. Black Ops 6, that's the only thing I want to play, and I have no urge to play any other game right now. And it's killing me because I still have to beat 6 games by the end of the year. 6 more.
You better hop on it. I got one. I got one for you. It's on Xbox Game Pass. Actually, it might have left. I think it might have left already. So disregard.
Damn, it's all right. I have my games planned out for sure. Like I should get it without any problems, but it's just whether I can steal the time away from Call of Duty to hop on up to that. All right. I actually don't know what's coming out this week, so we're just gonna skip any highlights. And in regards to that, I've been slacking on that stuff just because literally Black Ops 6
It don't
consumes
matter because
all of
none
my
of them
time.
rhyme. None of them rhyme with schmack schmock schmicks. So
But nonetheless, let's go ahead and move on to the industry news. All right, guys, kicking off here with some Xbox related news. And this first part is kind of a stinger, but Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella is getting a $30 million pay raise, despite all the thousands of layoffs that happened throughout the year. I don't understand it, but this is typical corporate America, how this shit works. But
why do you
Roger,
think they laid all those people off?
Oh yeah. Why yeah, like I've called this stuff over and over again in the past and I'm just like, "Oh, yep, cool, happening again. Let's rinse and repeat, boys."
yeah, every single
It's
year, it just
and,
doesn't make
and I
sense.
told you, man, it's Microsoft throwing Microsoft money at something.
Yep, they clearly just
They're like,
they have
"Oh,
the money.
cool."
And like to the next point here that I have is the fiscal year 2025 Q1 financial report has come out, and gaming revenue is up 43%. Content and services is up 61%. Hardware is still down at 29%. That's never going to go up.
Mhm.
Especially if they don't sell any special edition consoles, they only give those away in sweepstakes. But also these numbers don't include Black Ops 6 in the Q1 earnings, even though it set franchise record for day one players and day one subscribers additions to Xbox Game Pass. I think that they're going to be including Black Ops 6 over like a monthly way of doing it. I don't know. There was a reason why it wasn't initially included in the Q1, but
Mhm.
that's crazy to think that it doesn't include Black Ops 6 because if they put out like Q2 numbers later, those numbers are going to be off the charts because Black Ops 6 which we're going to talk about later is like the biggest Call of Duty. Like each year gets bigger and bigger, like we know that, but it's just like we know how big this game is. This game is massive. So yeah. Any last thoughts on Xbox giving $30 million raises but letting people go?
I mean,
Why would we? We know what our thoughts are.
probably the same thoughts of everybody who is not that $30 million raise getter.
I just
Yep.
wish that we can get away from shit like this happening. Like I don't know why the rich got to keep getting richer, but the people who do all of the work has to continue to struggle. I just don't get it. We'll never be able
It's
to
a
understand
very
it.
specific game, my friend.
I need to start playing it, I guess. All right, Roger.
I mean, I wish you could.
Yeah. What's going on
It's
in the
a
place?
big club, and we aren't invited.
Right.
Yeah.
What's going on with PlayStation, Roger?
Well, let's talk about PlayStation's failed Firewalk Studio. The devs behind the failed game Concord are now closing their studio has been closed.
See, this makes sense. This
Yep.
one shutting down makes sense.
Yep.
It's just to put some insights though. It's crazy. They just bought their studio out back in 2018, and they never made a game yet. Their first game was Concord. They spent $400 million to make the game, on top of PlayStation spent how much dollars on acquiring the studio to then just close it. Like they just took a massive L to the chest.
Biggest L.
Like I don't like we talk about it week after week how bad Concord is, but like now they just added to it. You just made it worse because we were just talking about how Concord was still getting updates behind the scenes on Steam because they were basically
trying to update it on Steam.
they were preparing it to become free to play. Like why not even go that approach just to test the waters to see if it like somehow generates a little bit of money instead of you just taking a massive hit. Like I don't know. I just can't see it. Why this makes sense. But here we are, Sony doing Sony things, guys, which we're not done talking about. All right, Scott, what's going on over at Netflix?
Yeah, so they decided to shut down one of their AAA gaming studios before it ever released a game. So they did have four. They did have four. Now they're down to three because they closed down. It looks like Team Blue from Southern California. Surprising. I don't know. Once again, I wish they would just shut the whole goddamn thing down. They can.
But here we are.
But here we are. Here we are.
Everybody
Not
wants a
only
piece of that gaming industry money.
Everybody wants that. Everyone wants that $30 million raise money. That's what they
Yeah.
want. They want that. Yeah. Yep. And then they were like, we got $30 million raise money at home. Shut down Team Blue.
Now we got $30 million.
Yeah, now we got $30 million raise money. But yeah, other than that, we do have a couple high-profile devs have also been leaving. So it's not sounding very stable over there at Netflix AAA Studios. Yeah, can't wait to see how they try to bounce back from this, or if this is just kind of the beginning of a slow tumble down into nothingness.
Right.
Obscurity.
All right, guys, that's all the industry news we got for you this week. Let's go ahead and move on to our gaming news. All right, kicking it off here with Xbox related news. First off is some news, and this is an article actually, Roger, that you dropped into the Discord. And this is Arcane's founder left because Bethesda did not want to do the kind of games that they wanted to make, and that's how we ended up getting Redfall, which we kind of knew because Arcane wasn't known for making games such as Redfall, but then they go and make a game such as Redfall. So it just seemed like they were very disconnected on what they wanted, and again, they were just chasing that
Microsoft
live
was
service.
just like, here's what we're doing, and they were like, no, we don't want to, and they were like, I don't care.
No, it wasn't Microsoft though. This
Yeah.
was because this game was in development before Microsoft bought it, and
yeah, but
Microsoft
like,
didn't stop it either.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it comes down to like maybe they've already spent millions of dollars into the game. At least give it a chance to see. I mean, it did
Yeah,
much
they were
better than
like-
Concord.
Yeah, it was playable.
Right. I mean, it's overall a really great experience now. Like if no one's
Oh, yeah,
played
it took-
go play it
It
now.
took a while.
Yeah.
It's
But-
crazy that a game has to flop out loud before they go, oh wait, did we do something wrong?
Oops, 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 oops.
Oops.
Yeah, but we see this all across
Yeah.
the gaming industry that like the
Mhm.
corporate heads chase these things in the gaming industry and make companies do something that they're not good at. Hence, look at
Mhm.
Rocksteady. Rocksteady was famous for making the Batman trilogy, but they're like, you need to go make this live service Suicide Squad game. but that's not what we're good at. Do it anyway. And here it's the biggest flop, another one of the biggest flops of the year. And you're just like, told you so. Like,
Yep.
don't
It's almost
force.
like the recipe called for that.
Right. It's like telling people who make Call of Duty to go make like Minecraft or something, like something, I don't know,
A
completely way different than.
JRPG dating sim.
Right. It just wouldn't work. It would turn out to be one of the worst games ever made. I just don't
Or it was
understand.
like during our last episode, the Netflix, not the Netflix, the Minecraft devs who got picked to go do something that was not even related to Minecraft, and they're like, "Why are we here?"
Why are we here?
They're like, "What is going
What
on?"
is real life?
They're like, "We need it to look like this." We're like, "Okay, we aren't devs that do that." And they're like, "Sick, make it look like this."
All right. So moving on to some games from Xbox. Overwatch 2, this one's actually a pretty big surprising one, but two new tests are coming to Season 14. One will be the open queue with at least one hero per role and a maximum of three. And then the other will see a simple return of the 2, 2, and 2, basically bringing back 66. Something that should not have changed from the formula of Overwatch because it worked. Roger, what's your thoughts? I know you used to play a lot of Overwatch 1 specifically, and then we played a little bit of Overwatch 2. And we
Overwatch dead
obviously,
game.
yeah, we know Overwatch is. We can't even say it's a dead game because it's still actually one of the biggest multiplayer games still. We just don't play it. It's dead to us. But do you think this will return Overwatch to its glory days?
Mm, I don't know. I think it's a little day late and a dollar short,
You
but
just read my mind.
It's gonna be a real tough sell, to try to get people back that are already so done with it. You would
Right.
have to move mountains, and nobody's gonna give a shit if you're not moving mountains.
Right.
Not when we have games like Deadlock that have come out. People
Mhm.
have moved on. People are on to different games. They found another game that they enjoy, and it's better. They listen to their players.
Deadlock
Um,
makes an update every day.
yeah,
Like
like
Yeah, how many
there's
times do I send the updates? I can't even keep up with them half the time. I'm like, hey, did you see the earn update? Hey, did you see it? Earn update? Yeah, I already sent. No, 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 the new one that happened 2 hours ago.
yeah.
It's so crazy.
yeah, it's crazy. I don't think they'd be this will bounce them back. They need more. They need something.
hmm
I don't
They should
think
do like a PV. Maybe if they did like a PVE, or
they
something
already
like that. If
they
they
already
did a
trashed everything. They
if
hit
they did
Control
a
Delete on that entire folder.
yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, but no, I don't think this is going to return them to glory days, but I do think this is going to keep them stable for a while. Because like I said, this game is still really huge. Like they still have like 150 million active players at all times, and it's just like it's a pretty big fucking player base.
hmm
But I think this could keep them around. Like
It'll stop the
especially
bleeding.
yeah, yeah. So we'll definitely see how that goes. All right. So I kind of talked about this a little bit earlier in regards to Black Ops 6, but they did surpass MW3 Steam concurrent players with over 315,000. I'm right here. She's in the kitchen like dad, 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 dad. But what's really surprising though behind these numbers, right, is that the game is available on PC Game Pass, but people at least 315,000 people have still bought the game on Steam. It's still just to me it just blows my mind. What do you guys have any thoughts on that before I
So
talk
this is
about the
actually
other
my first time.
statistics?
This is actually my first time playing a Call of Duty on the Game Pass, like
Yeah.
through via Game Pass. It's been purchased usually outright. This is the first time I have not purchased it, and I'm glad because I'm currently reinstalling it
for,
after
for about a
the
week now.
bullshit that we for about a week now. Yeah, no. But since we tried playing, was it Thursday night,
Something like that, yeah.
Friday night, something like that? I came home from work, turned my machine on, saw I had like a Windows update. I'm like, all right, cool, did that, and then could not get that game to load to save my life. It would either not load at all, or me and a buddy got so far as into like we were getting ready to load into Nuketown 24/7. I had already selected it, and it was like loading you in, and the votes were up and everything, and then same error, DirectX error, all this good stuff. Did all my normal troubleshooting, everything like that, and then it still wasn't working, and now I'm at 48%.
Hey, there you go.
Trying to see if that happens again. Trying to see if it happens again. I really hope it doesn't. And I don't know what I will do if it does not work, because I don't know if I'm ready to just go out and shit $70 for this game.
Right. I can definitely understand that for sure.
It's after I just shit 70 for Warhammer. So
But
I
that
don't.
was worth the shit of $70.
That was no 100% worth shitting that 70. I'm not sure about this yet. I probably will end up doing it begrudgingly, but
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is that like this Call of Duty is actually reviewing well. I mean, remember last year when we were covering Modern Warfare 3, and it's like this game's like a 4 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10. We're like, this game's awful. This year they're
like
literally
everybody,
they're getting like 8s and 9s, 7, 8, 9s, and I'm like, and the thing is like let's take IGN for instance, which their reviews, man, they can be up and down, but they reviewed the multiplayer, zombies, and the campaign all separately, and I still think they all get like an 8 out of 10 individually. So I'm like, this game
that's
is good in all aspects too.
But speaking of the Modern Warfare 3, man, one gripe about this is when you go to download this game, it's like, oh, here's everything else you need, but you don't need any of it. It's like, oh, you also need Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. No, I don't.
No, you
Oh,
don't.
you also need the Modern Warfare 3 campaign.
No, you don't.
No, I
No, I
don't.
don't. Oh, you also need all this Modern Warfare 3 bonus content. No, I don't.
Only if
And
you
it's
want
like
to play
if you do it all,
Warzone.
if you do it all, it's gonna be 315 gigabytes.
It's something. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It is 81.5 if you are doing Black Ops 6. That is
Yeah.
it.
There you go.
I'm like,
Other points here I got, I already said it's the most played Call of Duty in history. Season 1 starts November 14th, but Nuketown became available on November 1st, and it's still the worst map ever made. Honestly, it's not the worst map, but it's up there. I can I've argued in Shoot to Win's Discord, and I was like, they're like, oh, Nuketown's back, blah blah. I was like, oh yeah, one of the worst maps ever made is back because like I don't like dying 1,000 times, but also getting 1,000 kills. It's not fun to me.
who hurt you?
Like it's like a camel grindy map, and I was like, it's never been good. And everyone's like, oh, you must have slow reflexes now. It's not like the old days. I said, it's not that. I don't like dying a lot. And I was like, I'm a mid range player. There is no mid range lane on Nuketown. It's all close range quarters at all times.
We will let you know. We will let you know next week if this is a legitimate concern or skill issue. Find out.
But yeah, I mean, Nuketown is still Nuketown. Nuketown is still the map that I have the most kills ever in my Call of Duty career. Like I had like 130 on Nuketown before. So like, it's not a skill issue. I just don't like the fucking map in it. But it's been brought back
It's a skill issue. Fuck you.
it's been brought back every single Treyarch game. It gets old after a while. Like there's tons of Treyarch maps that could be remastered, but you just don't.
It's their golden goose, man. Why would they not?
They used to sell it to us as a pre-order bonus. Like, come on. Shit was stupid. Stupid then, stupid now. It ain't fucking changed.
My man's salt incarnate, bruh.
All right, let's talk about something that is. Let's talk about something that is exciting that was brought back, and that's Halo Infinite with Operation Great Journey. There's a new playlist called Delta Arena. This uses legacy settings, so you get no sprint, no clamber, no you get increased jump height, friendly player collision, and this you can play it on 7 Forge-made Halo 2 maps. Now this sounds like something I actually want to give a go. Roger, you willing to hop in and play some Operation Great Journey one of these days?
I don't know. I've been having fun with so many other games. It's like, when do you make time for this? Like, there's just we've talked about it 100 times over. When do you have time to do some of these things? Like, Halo has lost my interest for a little bit now.
Yeah. What about you, Scott? Is this something that will draw you back to Halo at all?
It could possibly. It really depends. Halo kind of fell off for me a long time ago. And the only time I really got back in was when we were all playing.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have to be something special or personally special to me for me to care more than just like only playing if the boys TM are on.
Yeah.
That's really it.
That's fair enough. But the Halo news is not over. In Forza Horizon 5, it is getting Halo props for the event labs. And this actually looks pretty cool. I'm going to see if I can get it up here on screen whenever this article loads.
Oddly enough, that is enough to make me play Forza Horizon 5. That's.
But as you can see, this is just a quick screenshot from the article where they announced it. But like you can see some of the architecture that you can add into the map, and looks pretty cool. I'm actually curious to see because like I still have Forza Horizon 5 download on my on my Xbox, and I play it from time to time. And it'll be pretty cool to check out some of the community built stuff and the races and whatnot. Because the Warthog, I think, is still in this game too. I know one of the missions you can drive as the Warthog, so why not, man? Let's go finish the fight.
New Halo content in Halo? No, thank you. Halo content in Forza?
Mhm.
Please give
Maybe.
me more. Num 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 num.
Mm, that's
Alright.
yummy.
So next up is Xbox hardware is getting an update to a headset that has plagued me for such a long time. So it's basically they're just refreshing Xbox wireless headset. Looks almost identical. Just think it has no green in it this time as opposed to the one I have. And now features Dolby Atmos at no additional cost, which is I guess a big time excitement there. Um, it's overall a really solid headset. I still use mine on my Xbox. I do got to replace the leather ear cups. They're starting to like peel and break off, and you can buy them separately. So I'm buy those. Um, so if anybody's looking for a decent headset at usually about $100, I think this one's like 130 this year. Inflation's a thing. Go give it a go, especially if you're a big Xbox fan. What else we got here? Oh yeah, software. New updates for Discord will be coming soon. You'll be able to direct message voice channel. So that'll be a pretty good addition. I don't really use it a lot. Usually we just hop into any Discord channel and talk. But anybody that wants to talk into a private message will be able to do so. All right, that's all the Xbox news I got for you guys this week. Roger, what's going on over in the PlayStation realm?
So Bungie's creative studio team moves to PlayStation to support live service games while continuing to work on Destiny and Marathon. So, you know, interesting to see. The creative team has essentially kind of let go there.
More or less.
They're like, I'm done with you now.
Right. But it's like just keep Destiny and Marathon like afloat. But we need you to help
Mhm.
on this other stuff that we're working on over here.
Yeah. Yeah. So just interested to see where that's gonna go. But next up, Marvel's Wolverine game director Brian Horton has left Insomniac, and now he's leading Perfect Dark at Xbox. Spicy. Like, holy crap.
It's
My
actually
man's
really
just like,
exciting, honestly.
yeah,
one
no,
of the
definitely.
one of the best game directors has left such a huge iconic
Yeah,
project to go work on at Xbox with Perfect
yeah,
Dark.
what's happening? What are we gonna get out of Wolverine? Like, not spooky.
Yeah, it sure
That's
is.
some spooky shit right there, bro.
Yeah, Insomniac has not been looking great lately. I mean, like bringing
Yeah,
Spider-Man 2 to PC wasn't that great. Then they axed all of the DLC that was supposed to come to Spider-Man 2, and then Wolverine they're losing like their best game lead director here, and I'm like, what is going on over there? Like, is PlayStation
bad
trying
stuff,
to do
bad things.
some more bad things with other studios? Yeah, crazy to see. Hopefully, it still turns out good, but it's not looking good as of right now.
My man's like, I see writing on the wall, and it's not
Yeah,
very good writing.
I can read between the lines some days. All right, Roger, what's going on with the services?
Alrighty, so services for PS Plus November free games are Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, which is a day late and $1 short. Ghostwire Tokyo, which let's be honest, that's a pretty big head scratcher. Why isn't it here sooner? And then we got Death Note Killer Within. So like honestly, pretty weird that we had like they're just really late getting some of these games.
Right. What I agree with you, Ghostwire Tokyo being a head scratcher because this was a Bethesda game that was exclusive to
Hmm.
PlayStation for an entire year, then came to Xbox, and
Could
now
have sold PS Plus for so many people, but they were like,
nah.
nah.
It's like I
Like,
don't I
they're
don't get it.
watching Microsoft. They're watching them succeed, and they go, "Man, how are they kicking our ass?" And the
Let's not
industry
do
is
that.
just like,
I have no idea. Yeah,
it's
I
like the
just
Pulp Fiction meme, dude. That's what
yeah.
it feels like.
But yeah, I agree. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2. I mean, that came to Game Pass like a few months ago. I don't think I played this one yet, but I did play the first one, and it was a lot of fun. It was just like that super simple arcade racing game. It
Hmm.
reminded me of the one I used to play at your house. I think it was on the PS2. That was a lot of fun back in the day. But yeah, why now? But I guess I mean it's free, so you get to keep these games, so they're not like they're just
Yeah.
Game Pass editions. And I don't really know much about Death Note Killer Within, so I can't really comment on that one. Let's see how well that
Just-
reviews.
Fucking head scratcher, dude. All right, but let's finish out with the PlayStation bad news bears and just talk about the PS5 Slim console. Covers are not compatible with the PS5 Pro. So, like, the fact that they were like, look, we gave you what you wanted. And then they're like, but, side note, it only works with this one console, and here's the new one.
All at the same time.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Because
because they just announced those chromatic ones, and I'm just like, oh, that's cool, but you can't buy them for your PS5 Pro. Like, I'm just
I didn't even
flabbergasted.
want it. Fuck. Like,
And the
what
thing is,
shit?
what makes matters worse is like they're exactly the same dimensions. They just moved where
The clips are.
the clips go into, and they're like, why? Like, this sounds like an Apple
To
move.
sell
This
more
really
shit.
this really sounds like something Apple would do.
Like
Yeah.
we don't understand. We gave you what you asked for.
My man's an Apple fan, and he goes, "What are you doing? You're fucking this shit up like Apple."
Yes, very much so.
Yeah,
Apple,
dude.
no,
Like, I understand,
Apple's been
man.
pissing me off a lot lately too. Because like I was actually in the party chat talking with D-Rob before while we were playing, and he was like, "Bro, when did we get Apple Intelligence?" I was like, "What phone do you have?" And he's like, "13 or 14." He was like, "We're not getting it. It's only available in the 15 and the 16." I was
Yep.
like, and the thing is,
But their advertisements, called it out.
it was misleading too because they were like, "This is why you need to get the iPhone 16," and it wasn't available at launch, and it's not even fully available now. It's like half available if you have 18.1, and it's like only some features are there, not all of them yet. I'm like, you didn't like there was no reason to upgrade the phone. Their selling point was Apple
Mhm.
Intelligence, and it's not ready yet.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a whole nother rabbit hole we can go down. But yeah,
My man's sitting here in Salt City.
but yeah, back to PlayStation, it's really mind blowing because guess what? That disk drive, that detachable one, that's compatible on the PS5 Slim and the PS5 Pro. That works on both of them. We line those holes up perfectly.
It's a USB. If they didn't, I would say,
Well, no,
what the fuck are you smoking?
it's a thing that attaches on just like
For it to
the
attach, yeah.
The attachment part. I'm sorry. Yes.
it attaches just like the plates.
yeah.
You
No,
love,
I
you
feel it,
love to
dude.
see it.
I'm so
You love
mad.
it.
Like,
And what's
You love to
Nintendo out
see
here
it.
doing?
Yeah, so Nintendo decided to launch a new music app.
Nintendo doing Nintendo things, guys.
Just Nintendo doing just Nintendo shit. Nintendo's over
Well-
here just kind of like letting Xbox and PlayStation do like whatever Xbox and PlayStation do. Nintendo's like, what if we made a music app? And furthermore,
Yeah.
somebody from Nintendo were like, what if Doom was playable on the Alarmo? And it is.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. That shit can play on a
No,
fucking toaster.
it is. It's straight up is. We didn't put it here.
We didn't put it here, but it is 100% playable on the Nintendo Alarmo.
That's so crazy.
Nintendo's just at this point, like Nintendo is just like,
My
what
man,
if we
like,
just like did
I
this?
can see where they're going with this. Like, what if they
Yeah.
now have a music subscription for the Nintendo Music app for the Alarmo? see
they're
that
gonna
coming.
do this thing because a Nintendo Switch Online membership is required for the subscription. So the idea, what they're trying to get you to do, is another reason to get the thing because they're also DMCA or they're
Mhm.
DRM striking on people playing Nintendo music on YouTube. So now you got to get it through their official app, which requires you to get their official, their
The Switch
subscription.
Online,
It's
yeah.
like, oh my god!
But I'm not gonna lie, like they actually have a pretty good value because
Mhm.
it's not that expensive for a year. Like I buy it yearly. Like that's
Yeah.
the only one I buy yearly, and it's like $50 or some shit. I'm like, why not?
Mhm.
I don't even play my Switch, but it's still
Yeah.
worth it to me.
Mhm.
Very rarely do they do something that's like jacked up. They're just over here like, oh well, maybe. Like we'll see, but it's like yeah, it's definitely 100% going to be integrated. Like it says, it will actually be given recommendations based off of their Nintendo Switch play history. And they can hide certain soundtracks to like avoid spoilers.
Mhm.
Like if they're still playing a game or anything like that. It's just I mean, maybe, dude.
I did download the app. I just have not signed into it yet. Like it's on my phone. I'm gonna give it a go.
Yeah.
Just because I do have the subscription. Like why not just check it out? But it's
yeah, why not?
because I listen to some music from different game soundtracks. Like I have Liza P soundtrack on my phone. And I think Sea of Stars is on my phone too. So like there are some of them that you just throw on and just
They're a bop.
yeah.
Yeah, absolute bangers for sure.
All right, Roger, what's going on the PlayStation realm still? I guess.
All right, so Pearl Abyss confirms that PlayStation tried to pay them to keep Crimson Desert a timed exclusive.
Yeah, and they were like,
Like
"No, sir." Yeah, like they're.
they
I think
said,
the gaming
nah,
industry is like getting slowly but surely get to that point where they're just like, "Why would we do
nah.
this? Because we would make way more money if it's on more platforms and more people can buy
Mhm.
it." Like Square Enix just came out again recently and was just like, every game that we make moving forward is coming to Xbox now at the same day and date as the PlayStation.
There's no reason not to.
Yeah. And it's like it's sad to see because like this year we saw a lot of games that went to PlayStation. Like let's just even date it back to last year, Baldur's Gate 3. Now we have
Hmm.
Black Myth Wukong and then now Silent Hill 2. Like these are all timed exclusive games that will eventually come, but Xbox gets to miss out on the hype train because of PlayStation signing these like crazy deals that keep them timed exclusive.
Hmm.
It's not good for the gaming industry. All right, Scott, what's going on over in the Ubisoft realm?
Mm. The company that can't even apologize correctly. So Ubisoft has actually they can't even say we're sorry without something being wrong. So they have actually cut the price of the Assassin's Creed Shadows Collector's Edition by $50. This is, of course, amidst like a canceled season pass, scrapped early access plans, and the game's delayed to 2025. So, in an effort to apologize, they dropped the price by $50. And then, furthermore, they also cut out, bonus content that was probably about $50. So so no
They
real
weren't.
apology there.
Yeah, it wasn't an apology. They cut it from the
It was
collector's edition
yeah,
because the season pass is
yeah,
gone. Like
yep.
because they
They were
cut
like
that,
out
they
of
were
here.
like,
Yep.
"Well, shit."
They were like, well, yeah, we'll go ahead and cut that. But they were trying to have this ready for a November 12th and 15th release date, but is actually announcing a single February 14th, 2025 release date.
Mhm.
So it had the delay of the original plan, and with that, the pass gone, like everything just they're like, no, okay, $50.
We tried.
Yeah.
They're like $50.
The
They're
best
like,
we can
yep.
do is 50.
They're like, yeah, best we can do is 50.
My
Let me call
man's
on a friend
Pawn
who's
Stars out here.
let me say let me call on a friend who's an expert at completely undervaluing how much you've lost. $50.
Yeah, best I can.
Best I can do.
All right, let's talk
Yep.
about somebody who just refuses to go away. Like I literally dropped this article. And I was like, this is a game that just refuses to die, and that is No Man's Sky. And this no pun intended because this is the cursed update, and it's all about like being haunted and theme and like Halloween and shit. But you get like a boundary starship, time altering mechanics, brewing elixirs, a new eerie story, a horrific mandibles, portable gameplay. Not portal gameplay, challenging combat, cursed expeditions, jetpack trials, unique enemies, bioluminescent pets, boss battles, and a survival twist. And I'm just like, this game just keeps like I really wish I would have stayed on this train a long time ago because there's been so much added to this game, and it's awesome to see. And this is again from an indie developer. Cannot forget that because they're also working on another big game. Like it's really impressive to see what No Man's Sky has really done. Like their redemption arc, just their arc is really high because they're still on the up. I still don't see them on the back half of the arc yet. Well, what's you guys' thoughts on the No Man's Sky update?
It's the gift that keeps on giving, man. You're absolutely right. They had that kind of like rocky start at the beginning, or at least
Mm-hmm.
I would say rocky, but man, they just sometimes quantity is its own quality,
Hmm.
and they've got quantity because they're just constantly always doing something. So I think it's great. I mean, I think it's a great way to reward people that still play the game, and have been since day one. Um, it's fun, and I like creepy shit. I like seasonal stuff. I'm a huge fan of seasonal stuff for my game.
They've had
So like,
34 updates,
yeah.
like big
Well,
updates.
Well, they did
gonna be getting
say
more.
this was going to be the game to end all games. Like they said that this is going to be a game that goes forever, and people are going to be exploring the space for years and years to come. So is more power to them, man. They made a expensive game that is a little live servicey, but not a live service game.
Right. Nothing you really have to put any real money into. Like these are all free
Yeah.
updates that you could just go and play and enjoy the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome to see. All right. Next one I hear is Surgeon Studios. This is the developers behind Tales of Kenzara Zao, game that I really, really enjoyed. They did announce their next game called, I don't know if they have a name, but it's an Afro Gothic RPG, and it's inspired by Planescape Torment. So it's awesome to see that they're moving on with their next project, because we do know that they were looking for a publisher. They kind of let go of their development staff. Like they were kind of put on like that limbo. They were like, we're going to put you on hold. You're not doing anything. You're just going to sit there, or if you find other work, do that. But glad to see that they are finally moving on to their next project, because that was a lot of fun. Definitely recommend checking out Tales of Kenzara Zao and whatever this next game is going to be. All right, Roger, let's go ahead and cap off the episode with some big numbers here.
Capcom has sold more units of their games on PC in the first half of fiscal year 2020, like their 2025 fiscal year. So like, they start their fiscal year earlier than we do. So then on all consoles combined, that is nuts to me.
Yeah.
That they're like, oh, our sales are through the fucking roof.
Yeah. Clearly,
but
their
only on
market's
PC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, we can't knock it. Like most of their sales are on PC. Doesn't mean they don't have a big audience on console, but it's just like they definitely see where their primary audience is that plays at.
Yep.
I mean, that's huge, man. Capcom has been hitting on all cylinders, especially with all these remakes that they've been doing or whatever, and a couple of new games here and there. Like they've been kind of alternating between new game, remake, and doing really well with that. Any comments on Capcom, Scott?
Stats you didn't think would happen.
Yeah.
Like stats you didn't know you needed until you've received them, and then now you're just like, this is fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
Like absolutely outstanding. Love that.
Love that for them.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. That's all the gaming news that we got for everybody this week. Any last remarks before we close out this week's episode? Nothing from you?
I don't think I have anything this week.
Cool. All right, guys. We do want to thank everyone who checked us out live today here on Twitch, and anyone who does check us out later on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. But Scott or Roger, where can the community find you at?
You can find me at the Press Start Podcast. It's a little known place. Hope you check us out there. And you can find me also on Discord.
And what about you, Scott?
As long as I don't get laid off by Xbox, you can find me on Discord at Scoby1, and you can always find me on Instagram at Scoby1.
And of course, everyone, you can check me out at Twitter at MrNeverChillin_. Threads is Mr. Never Chillin'. Xbox is X Never Space Chillin', where I'm playing a lot of Black Ops 6 right now. Facebook is Vic Brubacher for any questions, concerns, or even if you want to come on the show, slide in the DMs there. And I do stream over on my Twitch at twitch.tv/Mr. Never Chillin'. Have not streamed since I beat Neva, so make sure you tune in soon, where I will be starting the next game, where I do play through the story mode of Black Ops 6. I will be streaming that, so definitely come check us out there. But before I close out this week's episode, I just want to keep everybody in the loop that the Game Awards are coming up here soon, next month, surprisingly already. So we will have a Game Awards show before the official Game Awards does take place. So be on lookout for any updates in regards to that and when that'll happen. But we do want to, hopefully everyone can come and check out that show. But in the end, we do want to thank everyone again. Until next time, peace.
Press Start Podcast.